everyone, it's Jasmine. Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a really long time since you've seen me in my videos. We've had a lot going on in our home with some changes going on. So some exciting changes, but they've been keeping us very busy. And also my husband's work schedule in the summer has been crazy. So I haven't had as much time to sit down and do these videos for you, but I'm back and I've missed you all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can be subscribed to my channel and you don't miss any of my videos. So in today's video, I'm talking about extreme postpartum hair loss. This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but I just got around to doing it just because I wanted to have all the information together. I've been going to doctor, dermatologist, Google, so I finally feel confident in what I have put together to share my experience with you guys. So if you've been following along with my channel for a while, you know that we went through 6.5 years of infertility, and my son will be 3 in January. So what a blessing, but a very hard road to get here. And now that we're here, we're now having post-baby issues. I had my son in January of 2019. My hair was beautiful. It was long and just thicker than it was, but I knew a lot of it was just from the vitamins, the prenatal vitamins and everything like that. So I was super happy with it. My hair hadn't been that pretty or long in a really long time. And you know, when you're pregnant, you're glowing, your hair and your skin, your nails, it just all comes together. So I delivered my son at the end of January of 2019. I didn't notice my hair falling out until probably August of 2019. So it was the same year after I had my son and got back to feeling good after my C-section. I had my hair cut. So I got it cut to my shoulders. It looked really healthy. I'll go ahead and insert picture or pictures, not sure what I can find right here. Just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about as far as the length and everything normal, no missing hair, good, looking good, feeling good. Well, I got to enjoy that cut for a few months because I got that done probably in July, and in a few months I started noticing my hair falling out. When I tell you that my hair was falling out, I'm not telling you that it was just falling out like normal, like, oh, you're brushing your hair and it's falling out. I'm talking, I would brush my hair and the whole brush would just pull my hair out. It was coming out in gobs. I will insert this pic. I have to be careful. I can't pull you out. I will go ahead and insert a picture right here. This picture is showing you every time I would brush my hair, what would come out of my brush. This is from one brush. After my shower, I pulled this out of my brush. And when this started happening, every time I would brush my hair, it would be so much hair in the brush that I would have to empty it out. So this is from one session of brushing my hair. It was getting so bad. I was getting so scared because online I was just reading, it's fine, moms. Your hair's going to fall out. It's postpartum. It's part of the process. It will grow back. Give it a few months, blah, blah, blah. I was getting to the point where I had no hair. I saw full scalp in my head and I was panicking because as a woman, your hair is part of you. You know, a lot of people define hair as beauty. You have to have hair to look good, and it can make a lot of people feel embarrassed, like if I'm losing my hair, and you just feel like it's part of you. So at first I was very nervous, not knowing what's going on. Is this going to come back? It was starting to get worrisome at that point because I didn't expect this. I had no idea what was going on. So I just kind of trusted the process, thinking, you know, that everybody else's experience, all these moms in this postpartum groups just saying it will come back. I just believed, okay, it will come back. Well, that was not the case. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some pictures right here. And this is what my hair started to look like in September and October of 2019, just a few months after my haircut. And I started regretting getting my hair cut, thinking, man, if I wouldn't have cut my hair, would I have still had a lot more hair left? And I just started like getting really upset. Like it would have gave me more time for my hair to fall out. Maybe it wouldn't be as noticeable. It got so bad that I was so glad that I was able to work from home, because I couldn't do anything with my hair. I was scared to touch my hair. I was scared to brush it. I was scared to put anything in it to style my hair. And I still had to move on with life. So we were still doing date nights. I was still getting ready for church, still going to friends' birthdays, dinners. And I was so scared to do my hair. Do I put a hat on? Do I do this? Do I braid it? Do I put it in a ponytail? All these questions. And I had no idea what was going on, what was going to make it worse, what was going to help it. So I made an appointment with my dermatologist, and they advised me that I have something called, and if I say this wrong, sorry, but yeah, and I'll be looking down at my paper because there's a lot of notes that I have on this, because I just want my story to be factual with all of the facts instead of me missing stuff. So I want to make sure that I get all my notes. So the first dermatologist said that I have Telogen effluvium. All I could do inside there was laugh, because it sounded like a Harry Potter spell. Telogen effluvium. That's all I could think of. And I was so upset that I just had, but I'm sitting there just still lost. Like, what does that mean? Then she tells me, on top of that, I also have female pattern hair loss, which is genetic. Basically, my hair is not just normal postpartum hair loss. And my hair won't come back. That was really hard to swallow, that pill in that office. And I don't want to get emotional, because I'm in a different spot right now, and I am okay with it. In the beginning, I think it's just like anything else. You're processing the news. You're not sure what's to come. There are all these things of, am I going to be beautiful without my hair? What do I do? Do I have to get a wig? I mean, I had a million questions. So basically, this Telogen effluvium is pretty bad in its own self. And if you just have that, in some cases your hair can grow back, just depending. There's not a lot of information out there on studies on timeline of when it comes back, but there's a lot of things that you have to do. It just doesn't come back and is healthy on its own. There's like a lot of like stuff you have to do to help that process. But with my female pattern hair loss on top of that, it was like double whammy plus postpartum. It was just a whole mess that, sorry, Jasmine, your hair is not going to grow back. There's things that you can do to kind of help it a little bit, prevent it from falling out so much. But as far as it like being back to your normal hair ever, no. So postpartum hair loss does grow back. This Telogen effluvium does grow back. Depends when, and then female pattern hair loss is genetic, and that usually hits you at 30 to 40 years old. So yeah, it was literally I think I just had turned 30. So yeah, like, of course. And then I call my mom and I'm like, genetic? Like what? Like my dad has great hair. My mom's hair in like a month grows all the way back down to the middle of her back. And it's the thickest hair. It's like a horse tail's hair. And I'm like, of course. This Telogen effluvium can be triggered by, here are just some examples. Childbirth, postpartum hair loss. This can resolve after a few months of transition into female pattern alopecia. So basically, like, these together, I have alopecia, but in a different pattern. This alopecia isn't going to attack me in spots. I'll show you how it attacks my hair with the female pattern hair loss. It's more like a T. So it goes like this, and then it spreads out. We'll get to all that. Childbirth, postpartum, that was on my list because I just got done having my son. Surgical operation, I just had a C-section. Accident, weight loss, unusual diet, or iron deficiency. Yes, I was diagnosed with an iron deficiency, and my weight just fell off. I lost like 25 pounds right away. So that was another trigger for this. Certain medications, my thyroid medication, that's a huge one for this. Endocrine disorders, which is my thyroid. So, you know, it just like, it was like all aligning in place. Like every time she was just going down, I was just like, ugh. Discontinuing the contraceptive pill. I stopped that. It was making me sick. So again, there's another factor to this. So those are just a few of the things that I had that were triggers for this. And when she was going through this, I was just like so overwhelmed because everything that she mentioned I had, and I was just like, all of these triggers are just triggering this at once. Like, this was traumatic for my hair. Like, my whole body and health has changed so much since having my son. I wouldn't change it, absolutely. But it is crazy how your body changes after you have a child, or a major incident, or things that can cause your body stress. And it's just wild. So then I told her that for years, before I was even pregnant or anything like that, I stopped growing hair on my arms and my legs. I have zero hair. I haven't shaved my legs in 10, 11 years. Like, no lie, there's not one hair on my leg or my arm. And they said that didn't have anything to do with this Telogen effluvium. Which, when I researched it, it said body hair loss. So I don't know. I just kind of thought that was odd. I didn't really understand that. So I just thanked them, went home and did some more research with now a diagnosis. I then went to another dermatologist outside of network, so they had no information on, they couldn't look at my chart and see what the other dermatologist had said. I was just really curious to see if I had the same diagnosis before. I mean, this is extreme measures, like your hair's not growing back and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page. This is the same diagnosis. Is there anything that maybe this dermatologist had some different studies on? Same exact diagnosis. I mean, same exact diagnosis. So I was like, okay, by this time, it was like a month or two in between. I was feeling good. I was feeling better. I calmed down, after talking to my husband. He was like, what? I understand you're going to miss your hair, but you're beautiful. Like, your hair does not define my love for you, how you look to me. And, that was just like all I needed. Like, it just helped me just get that boost of confidence. Like, you're right. Like, if someone isn't going to love someone for their hair, bye, bro. And if someone is going to judge you or not think of you the same way because you don't have hair, like, why are they in your life anyway? Because rude. The only difference that the second dermatologist had said is that they said that they could give me a pill that there's not enough study on to understand how this will help, but it helps a little bit. So it's not your hair's not falling out as fast. But if you take this and get pregnant and don't know, if you're pregnant with a boy, it can change their genitals. And I was like, what? So that just freaked me out all in itself, because there's not enough study on it, and then it's changing your baby without you even knowing you're pregnant, because you don't know you're pregnant right away, and you would continue to take the pill for like 4 weeks. So I skipped that. I skipped out on that pill. I don't even know what it's called, so sorry, I don't have that information. I'm sure Google does. But basically it boiled down to there's not enough study on this kind of hair loss, because a lot of the different hair losses are the same. They're just different. How you lose them is different. So alopecia, you might lose it in spots. Female pattern hair loss is like this. Male pattern hair loss, some people just lose certain spots. So there's just not enough information on, it's not really understood for this chronic of it. I followed up with the second dermatologist, and we were just kind of keeping track of what's going on with my hair. So what we did is we just I noticed that it was happening in spurts, I guess I would say. I mean, those pictures were awful, but then it would kind of grow back. I don't even know if it was grow back. It would just kind of like fill in a little bit, like, so you didn't see as much of my scalp. So like maybe the hair was growing, but it wasn't getting thick. It was just kind of just enough to kind of make my scalp not as noticeable. So what my dermatologist said is that the hair phase, what's happening is we determined my hair is growing back every 3 months. So it's growing for 3 months, and then I will have an episode of, you saw what those pictures do, and then my hair will just fall out like, and I know when it's coming because I'll be in the shower, and if I'm like shampooing my hair and it's just like, oh, here we go, month 3, here we go, like starting of month 3, you know. So it is nice to know that it's happening every 3 months instead of like continuously falling out for good. At least my hair's doing a little bit of growing. It's just not staying. So those hair follicles are growing for 3 months, and then they're dead and they're falling out. They're done. And they're taking my good hair with them. But if I didn't have that 3-month phase, my good hair would be falling out at a lot faster pace. Now, can that change? Absolutely. At any time that can change. And so I've just been monitoring it, just kind of checking on it. Not that there's anything I can do, but just makes me a little happy that it grows every 3 months. So it's not falling out as fast. And I do like that. I didn't think I was going to be this emotional about this because I'm good. I'm good about this. I really am. It's just thinking back to like being a new mom with my postpartum and all this stuff. It was just such a rough time. So rough. Like, you're supposed to enjoy your baby and just, you know, the first year, everything's great. And man, I just feel like that first year, even now today, my body is still not healed. Almost 3 years later, still not healed 100% from birth. And I just feel for some of these people, because this video was requested, and I just feel that everybody handles this differently. And I just feel for the ones who don't maybe have that confidence or have that self-love that can get past this and just realize that your hair's just hair and it doesn't define you. Like, literally, I'm so thankful that this is what it is. Like, I will pick my hair falling out over something more serious. Like, this is just cosmetic to me, my hair. But I know there's a lot of people struggling with this, and I just feel for them. Because this is hard. This is not something that women want to do or have or talk about. It's rough. I wish so bad that I had a cure for this. I wish I could give you a magic pill and say, you're cured. Here's your hair back. But I also don't want you to freak out and think that you have something as chronic as female pattern hair loss and effluvium, telogen, whatever this diagnosis is. Telogen effluvium. I don't want you to think that you have something as severe. I think by now, if you're on this video, you kind of know what's going on with your hair. If you're having a little bit of hair falling out, that's totally normal. But if you're having it like I'm having it, I think I would just definitely double check with the dermatologist and see what's going on, just to make sure that it is just postpartum hair loss or you have something else going on. Because remember, you might not have this diagnosis. You might be losing your hair in huge patches like I was, but it doesn't mean that you have this diagnosis. There are other alopecias. There's all different kinds of things that maybe your dermatologist has a cure or a work for that type of hair loss. Just unfortunately, this type of hair loss mixed with another type of hair loss that I have is double whammied on my hair, and that's what made it so bad. So I wish I had a magic cure, but I don't. I do have some tips that have helped me that I've learned through just trial and error, Google, mom support groups. I do have a few of those, so I'm going to go over those right now. You might be looking at me thinking, well, you don't look like your hair doesn't look like that. Well, let me tell you, it does. And if you see me in person, you would say, wow. I know I didn't talk about this publicly. I barely talk. I think a few friends that I've talked to about this, because again, you don't want to be a burden to people and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Because it's like, really, are you crying about your hair? Is that the end of the world? No. Is there more serious things going on? Absolutely. But it is it's real. It's going on in my life at the time. I was upset. It's still sad. I mean, I have had my hair with me for 30 years and now you're partying with something that's like been a part of you. But I'm not in a spot about it where I was, where it was just like devastating. But I didn't tell people publicly about this or in my personal life, so I know a lot of people were kind of probably looking at me like, why does her hair look like that? Why does her scalp look like that? I know, because a huge thing with this that I struggled with, you have to wash your hair daily. You know why? Because your hair gets so greasy because it's all scalp. So I didn't know what to do. I felt lost. I felt, do I wash my hair daily? Because if I wash my hair daily, I'm touching it a lot with the shampoo and the conditioner, and then I have to brush it. So every time I cringed thinking about washing my hair every day, because every day that I brushed it, you saw the picture of what was coming out of my brush. So I just struggled with knowing what the right thing to do was. Did I brush it? Did I not? So my hair got so greasy. I would shower in the morning. By the end of the day, my hair was such a grease ball because it was just like the oils from my scalp just going down my hair. And it was collecting, in those pictures, you can see, if you go back, you can see little dandruff specks and little lint. It was just collecting all of that. Because it was just on my scalp and it was just greasy and it was just so bad. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to wear a hat. Easy cover up. You still feel beautiful. You still feel like you got hair. Nobody knows what's going on because you got your little ponytail in the back. Don't wear the hat. If you have to, wear it. But the hat is putting damage on your scalp and it's damaging your beautiful new hair follicles that are growing. You don't want to damage those. So if you can not wear the hat, don't wear the hat. I do still wear a hat when I hike and when I just run to the store real quick, I will put a hat on. But for the most part, I don't wear as much as I used to. Same with the ponytail. It's easy to just throw your hair up real quick. You have to be very delicate and very, very careful with your hair. You don't want to just throw your hair up because you're pulling at your scalp. You're pulling those hairs back. When you're pulling your hair up, if you have to, you just want to keep it in a nice pony. You don't want to throw it up in a bun and rip your hair, because you got to be really careful and have less damage as possible to your bun or your hair, your pony. I also thought it was good I used to put my hair in a braid every night. He taught himself how to braid because that was so sweet. That was so sweet that he taught himself how to braid so that he could help me out at night. And I liked the braids at first because it would keep my hair together I thought it was better than the ponytail because it wasn't all crazy and it was just in one spot in the back of my head. And it was good because my hair wasn't falling out when it was in the braid. But when I would take the braid out, it would be really tangly and more hair would fall out. And that's another thing with your ponytail. When you take your ponytail out, you're ripping your hair out too. So again, you can do those things. Just be very careful and just more cautious than normal because you don't have as much hair that you can work with and play around with and not care about. Take your biotin. Make sure you're taking that biotin, because even if your hair is not growing back and you just have this little phase of 3 months like I do that's helping, that biotin's going to help keep that hair going. And my dermatologist was hopeful that this biotin could help maybe go from 3 months to 4 months and gradually move up, and maybe that biotin can help my hair on a more regular basis to keep growing with that vitamin. Definitely want to be taking your daily vitamins. Don't skip out on your vitamins. This is a tricky one because if you can't afford the good shampoo and conditioner, a lot of people might be upset that they can't afford it, but truly do not use that cheap shampoo and conditioner. You can't do it. You need to be looking at the ingredients in the back of your shampoo and conditioner. If you don't know what the ingredient is, Google it, and Google will tell you if it's good or bad for your hair. You need all of the good stuff for your hair all around. And that means product and shampoo and conditioner. I know it might be expensive, but there are affordable ones out there. Relook at your budget, try to fit it in, because that's really going to help you and really help restore your hair. The kind of brush that you're using, you want to get a wet brush. That's the brand. They're called wet brushes. If you're using a normal brush on your hair, it's going to tear your hair up. The wet brush at least goes through it, which is amazing. Another trick that I have learned, let me go grab my brush so I can show you. Back. So this is the wet brush. That's what the logo looks like. Get one. You know, most people just take their brush and they brush normal, like, you know, we've all done it our whole life. You want to take your brush and you want to put it vertical, yeah, and you want to brush your hair like this. How the bristles on the brush are, they're up and down, so it's been so great that it just goes down my hair so softly and gently without ripping. This wet brush rips through anybody's hair. Rips, I probably shouldn't say rips through your hair in a hair loss video. It brushes your hair so gently without pulling your hair out. And this brush is great for anybody with or without postpartum hair loss. I had this before and it's great. Little kids, you got a little kid that's tender-headed, get this wet brush. Another thing is hot tools. Your curling irons, your crimpers, straighteners. Lay off them. I laid off them for about a year and a half, and I only curled my hair for filming YouTube videos or something like a wedding or an anniversary dinner. I really gave my hair a break from those things, and that, I think that's really helped a lot. My hair's not growing back. My hair's, I mean, it's still staying true to my diagnosis. It's not growing back how it should, but I think a lot of these things have helped prevent more of it coming out as it should from doing these things that I've collected. Like, find different hairstyles, but again, if you're going from having heat tools on your hair to maybe like a gel or a mousse, don't be getting that cheap stuff. You need to really look at the ingredients and what you're putting in your hair and the kind of conditioners that you're using in your hair. It's going to make a huge difference. And if you can't afford it, ask for it for Christmas. Birthdays. Also, I had so much scalp showing, as you saw, that my scalp would get sunburned and winter, like, what do you call it? Winter burn, cold burn, I don't know. And it would hurt. It would physically hurt so bad. When it was cold outside, it would get like chapped. Like, it would like start hurting. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like almost like pain. It was pain. I didn't find anything to help in the winter time because I stopped wearing hats and there's not like cold cream. I don't know. The sun, I definitely like if I were to go out now, I would take sunscreen and I would just put it right here. And that helps a lot because it would hurt. It would, in the sun too, it would physically hurt because it was like sun was directly on my scalp and it hurt. So I'm going to try to show you my hair because that's another thing. Everybody's journey is different in this. Everybody's going to handle it differently. You do what's best for you. I am excited because I want to start looking at wigs. I'm actually really excited about that. And I was like, sweet, I don't have to wake up and do my hair. Yeah. So I'm trying to find the positives in this. I mean, we're almost 3 years out of this and it took me a while to get here, but I'm here and be able to play around with my hair again. You know, I miss straightening my hair. My hair was so stringy and greasy that I couldn't straighten my hair because every time I would straighten it, it would be so gross. It just looked wet. It was so gross. So the only thing I could do was curl it. And be prepared for the texture. I'm so sorry. This video is all over the place, but I'm trying to help you through a screen. I wish that I could sit down and talk to you and answer all your questions about this. If you do have questions, make sure you comment them below and I will get back to you. Be prepared for the texture of your hair to change. My hair, I wish you could see it in person. It is very I don't even know the word. Fluffy? String? Almost like new hair, like new baby hair. Like brittle, like it's, I don't know. But that's what the texture changed to. Like I was saying, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's going to handle this differently. You're going to find stuff that works for you that I might not even know about. And if you do, can you please share those with me? And if I have anything else new, I will pin my comment down below and I will add those as well. But these things have helped me. You may think, oh, her hair doesn't look as bad. Yeah, you know why? Because I've taken almost 3 years to figure out ways to make this work. So, and you're going to do this too. I have always parted my hair like this. So I've learned that if I part my hair this way and I bring this over, my hair's not as damaged under here because this is the side that's exposed to the sun and the brushing and the pulling. So change around your part, change around your hairstyle. That will be a huge help too. So I've been doing my hair like this, but if it's like a special occasion or something, I will part my hair this way, make it fuller on this side, and it works well. One of the things that I was really nervous about, and I asked their dermatologist, and they said that they can't tell me. I don't know if they just didn't want to tell me this because they didn't want me to be sad, or if they truly don't know. When I get pregnant again, what is that going to do to me? Am I going to lose my hair during my pregnancy, or is my hair going to flourish and be great like any other pregnant woman's hair? Or right after delivery, is my hair going to lose this little 3-month phase that it's growing out, and is it just going to completely fall out because it's like double trauma? So I was a little concerned about that, you know, just like family pictures or maternity pictures, stuff like that. I just kind of, that's why I was really wanting the wig, because I just like special occasions like that, I would like, you know, my hair. But is it going to stop me from living life and stop me from taking those pictures if I can't get the wig? No, still going to do it. My confidence actually really boosted through, I did a Lowe's photo shoot for Lowe's.com. For hair and makeup, the lady was so great, and she just knew, like, she just made me feel so good, and she, like, helped me, like, she's the one who taught me, like, to swoop my hair over, and just gave me so many good tips and just made me feel beautiful, and I just really appreciate that, and that photo shoot was a really big confidence booster. And I like to look back at those pictures on the website, and I'm just like, wow, like, you can't even tell. It's been good. Well, you can really tell that my hair is missing in natural light or outside. If we're just sitting like this, it's good. But like, if I were to have my ring light on or outside, it'd be like, whoa. Well, I thank you guys so much for letting me share my story with you. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope this was encouraging to you. Remember that this is your journey. Don't feel like you have to feel okay with this. It takes a while. Take your time. Take your time to cope. There's nothing that we can do about it, but that doesn't make it any easier for some people. So I just really hope that you know that you're beautiful with or without hair, with missing patches in your hair. And I hope you rock whatever hairstyle you want and love it and love yourself. And I hope that some of these tips helped you. Remember to share any tips you have with me in the comments, because I need the help too, girl. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. That will really help my channel out. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!